listening to The Announcer's Table with Daryl and Ian. This podcast is presented by RingIcon.com, the social networking site for wrestlers, fans, promoters, and everything indie wrestling. Log on today and create your profile, and as always, enjoy the show.
And it was pretty good. We had spaghetti and some garlic bread. And oh, hey, what's up?
Today is Friday, so that means it is
Friday.
Means it's the weekend. Congratulations.
All right, good night. We're going home.
All right, so it is
the pros.
The pro segment. So we didn't actually do a pro segment last week. Had some issues. Not really issues. I went to the Braves game last Thursday night.
Yeah.
It was the first playoff game. I couldn't miss it. So
I showed up, ready to record, all excited, start setting up. And I get a phone call, hey, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm at the studio getting ready to record, waiting on you. He's like, I'm going to the Braves game.
Yeah.
I'm like, nice.
Yeah, so, nice. It happens.
Yeah.
But last week we were going to talk about a preview into WWE Battleground. This week, Should
we even talk about Battleground? I want to know, how many of y'all are asking for your money back?
Well,
Honestly. It sucked.
No,
there was one good match on the whole card.
I wouldn't say it sucked.
It sucked.
Because up until the very end, I would give it a higher number. I would have given it a decent number.
Dude, you were staring at your girlfriend the whole time. You didn't even watch the pay-per-view.
You were staring at your phone the whole time. Okay?
Yeah, that's how boring it was.
I enjoyed it.
It was one good match I enjoyed.
That was the Rhodes. There were some pretty good matches.
The Rhodes versus the Shield.
That was an excellent match
of the night.
It was the match of the night.
Yeah, and that's sad.
But
it's also, I'm glad it was the match of the night, but it's sad that ended up being the match of the night with what came after.
But also, the RVD.
I don't think lived up to the hype.
I think it did. I think it was better than any other RVD Alberto Del Rio match up to this point. So
I don't know. To me, I think if it's a pay-per-view, you need to bring it.
I think it was done pretty well. It was a no disqualification match because of the last pay-per-view. Alberto Del Rio got disqualified. So this time it was a no disqualification match. It ended with Alberto Del Rio putting an armbar on RVD with the chair, which it was a little wonky, but it turned out okay. RVD lost, but I'm not complaining.
And now he's taking time off.
Right. But they also, Ricardo, the announcer for RVD, came in and hit Alberto Del Rio with the bucket a few times.
I enjoyed that part. I thought that was pretty entertaining.
And then he got thrown off to the side, and so I'm thinking that he might go out injured for a little while and then come back as maybe a worker and pull off an angle.
Well, he works in NXT under a mask.
Right. So
everybody who's anybody knows he can wrestle already.
Right. I think they need to tone him up a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I look at Samoa Joe.
Yeah, you don't like Samoa Joe.
I'm just trying to say, he doesn't have to be toned.
I think he needs to tighten up a little bit, just to because with him being, I don't want to put stereotypes on wrestlers, but if you're a Mexican wrestler, you need to be able to do quick arm bars and things like that, and you need to be able to.
Yeah, because that's more of what your style is known for, or something like that. And he is actually.
I'm not doubting his wrestling ability.
No, he's actually. I know you're not. He's actually a really good worker.
Right.
So I've seen some of his matches.
So with him tightening up a little bit, I think he could be just that much better. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
So, especially he needs to lose the dress pants. I can't stand him walking in with dress pants, dress shoes with a RVD t-shirt.
Yeah, it just doesn't fit the whole.
Yeah, so
I don't know. Well, my favorite match of the night by far was the Rhodes
Divas match with.
No.
Oh, he didn't.
I think did I go to the bathroom during that match?
It was AJ Lee versus Brie.
Yeah, she got hurt. Bella. She had a concussion.
Yeah, and AJ did.
Yeah,
and the match, honestly, I mean, I keep hoping for something better, but it wasn't horrifying. You know what I mean? It was probably one of the better women's matches.
Yeah, they do good single moves.
Right.
And like you and I was talking, you actually said it during the matches that was going on. If they can really tie a string of moves together, it would look so much better.
Because that's what they're trained on. How to take moves, how to do moves, how to process the moves, and how to talk about them. Now they need to learn
how to string them together.
Yeah, that's the problem, is creating a match and telling a story within a match. And that's the biggest problem WWE has with their women's division.
Now, I felt let down by the CM Punk and Ryback match.
Yeah, I mean...
I'm not a big Ryback fan
I don't really remember it all that well. And it was only...
That's how bad it was.
Yeah, it was only...
Well, think about the last few pay-per-views CM Punk has been on.
Right.
And we have come right back and after we talked about the pay-per-view and have raved about how awesome of a match that was and how they brought it. Because, we thought him and Brock Lesnar wasn't going to be a good matchup. Yeah. And it turned out to be an excellent match.
Yeah.
And then this match was like, what the hell happened,
What did...
That's the thing. It was just that it just wasn't that great.
Yeah, I agree. It was, but that's where I'm saying it wasn't like horrible, but it wasn't spectacular. You know what I mean? It was more of a Monday Night Raw.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Monday Night Raw, let's talk about that pay-per-view finish.
Well, yeah, the wonderful pay-per-view finish with main event was Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton singles match.
And then the powers that be, whatever you want to call them, left.
Yeah.
And so Brad Maddox was in charge. And so the Big Show, of course, Daniel Bryan has on, what does he call it? It's a crossface crippler. I mean,
right.
But obviously they're not calling it that.
Yeah, I don't know what he calls
it.
I don't know what he calls it.
Well, y'all know what it is. But
so
he slaps it on.
Huh? Is it the Yes Lock?
Oh, that's what it is. I think it's the Yes Lock.
I think it's
something
the Yes
like
Lock,
that.
but something along those lines.
So you can see Randy Orton's getting ready to tap, whatever. And Big Show comes down, pulls the referee out. And the referee just hits a match. Apparently he's never hit a floor before because that just completely incapacitated him.
Yes, it did.
And so he punches Daniel Bryan. And so, of course, Scott Armstrong is on the ready, and he comes flying down there. And Randy Orton goes for the pin. Scott Armstrong goes to count. Big Show pulls him out, punches him. That was the worst bump I've ever seen Scott Armstrong take in my life. I guess apparently your bumping skills go to shit when you become a referee. And then Randy Orton's like, what? So Big Show gets in a ring, and he's, it's like calling him dumb, whatever. Yeah. Then he goes like this, and then, of course, Big Show knocks Randy Orton out.
So that's two punches.
Yeah.
And then two referees out, and so then...
And then Big Show climbs on a rope, and we're like, holy cow, the rope going to hold.
The rope is going to break.
And then and we're like, it's seriously not about to end. We're like, there's no way something's about to happen. There's no way.
There was no finish. It was
and it's just like, it went off the air, and you and I looked at each other, we're like, what the hell was that?
Yeah.
And everybody was in uproar going, what the hell was that? And calling that the worst pay-per-view in the history of all pay-per-views.
It wasn't the worst pay-per-view altogether. Worst ending, which is what makes a pay-per-view. You want to see a conclusion. That's the whole point of a pay-per-view.
That's what makes you want to tune into Raw.
Right. Well, the whole point of a pay-per-view is to see titles change and to see big events happen.
Well, you know what, though?
To conclude big events.
I got to congratulate WWE. They obviously knew the pay-per-view sucked, and so they decided to make up to us on Raw and redid the pay-per-view.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's...
Yeah, every match. I think just about every match.
Yeah, they just did a whole rematch of on Raw.
Outside of there's a three-way with... Rhodes and
right. They put the biggest
Shield.
Yeah, they put the best match of the night with the biggest match of the night. In the pay-per-view into one match.
Yeah, and then Randy Orton fought Kofi Kingston, which I still think they need to take him out and then bring him back as a heel. Yeah. I think he'd be a great heel doing that little gimmick I talked about a couple of weeks ago, where he's the Nigerian, he's like a Jamaican version of like the Nigerian Prince scam, Send me money, I'll make you rich. But I think it would be a good gimmick.
I think that's pretty deep, man. That's deep.
Pretty racist, but
I don't know.
I think it'd be good. I think he would be a good heel.
I don't know. I mean, I'll have to see if he would have to have a completely whole different gimmick if he wanted to go.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. He needs to go away for a while and then come back. So
we'll see. But, I mean, other things that happen. I mean,
Dolph Ziggler and Damien Sandow fought. And, Damien Sandow, they're making him stop singing now, and they don't want him doing the cartwheels anymore. Because another guy in NXT is doing those moves, and they think if somebody in the main roster is doing that, it kind of makes them look a little amateurish. So somebody in NXT, which is their amateur.
But technically, Damien Sandow hurt his knee, so he couldn't. So we'll see. I don't know
I think they're
that.
wanting to turn him baby and actually give him a title run, because I think the original plan was.
Well,
for
somebody
him to
needs the dang title other than
case.
freaking Alberto Del Rio.
Well, yeah, John Cena's coming back.
They're not going to give him the world title.
I think they are. He can't jump into the feud.
What's
going on? I think he's going to go to SmackDown for a while. He's going to come back at Hell in a Cell, but my understanding is it's not going to be a Hell in a Cell match. It's going to be a normal match. I think he's going to get the win over Alberto, and I think he's coming back too soon. I was kind of, but I get, I know I've said, you know what, he needs time away, but obviously WWE can't handle John Cena not being in the picture.
Yeah, he sells too much merchandise.
Yeah, he's a lot of ratings, and
right.
it has showed because their ratings went.
Well, I hate to say it, but the quality of their stuff is. They've had some really good feuds, but at the same time, they've been drawing out some feuds way too long.
Yeah,
and they haven't been getting to the point.
Well, the whole McMahon family thing is going to go until WrestleMania, so we still have all the way to end of March, beginning of April.
Yeah, so I don't know. We'll have to just see how they take this, but at the beginning of the show, they brought out Big Show. They fired him.
Yeah,
he supposedly left the building. Then at the end,
Triple H showed up.
Right, Triple H comes out at the end of the match. Big Show comes out, and even though he's fired, that he's defied the McMahon family, and now he's basically the new Stone Cold. He's the lawbreaker of the WWE.
I don't know. I'm getting tired of the whole. Like we were talking about before we started recording, the whole him just punching people at one time, and
his punches aren't that great.
They kind of lose
show that he's pulling them
because he'd be able to do it in any match. So why isn't he the world heavyweight champion?
Yeah.
If he's that dominant, then why isn't he on top and nobody can beat him?
Yeah.
I
don't know, but so he punches Triple H. That's the end of Raw. So we'll just have to see where they take it from here. Yeah. It looks like that. That they want to do the McMahon or the McMahon Stone Cold feud again, but now it's basically Triple H and Big Show.
Yeah.
Which
now
doesn't make a whole.
Hell in a Cell is actually looking pretty good so far. Shawn Michaels is going to be the guest referee.
Yeah.
We all knew that was going to happen. My personal vote was for Bob Backlund. But that was my vote.
I voted Booker T.
I know you did. 6 times. But
I like the spinneroonie.
Yeah,
I can't help it.
That's the only reason you voted. You wanted to see him do it.
I want to see him do the spinneroonie.
So, everybody knew when they put Shawn Michaels in there who was going to get the vote. Who was going to be. That was a given. But that's actually shaping up looking pretty good. I showed you a clip because you didn't see it. The Los Matadores, whatever. I know we have kind of ragged on them before they come out and made their debut.
I didn't rag on them. I was looking forward to it.
Oh, I was ragging on them, I believe. Well, but I think the thing that's going to get them over, in which I showed you the clip, is their little mascot.
I did not know that they were going to have a little.
I don't think
little person
did.
as a mascot.
I think they're called La Tarica or something like that. La Tarita.
I don't know.
Whatever it stands for, little bull, whatever it is. And he's kind of funny. I'll show you the clip. He's very agile for a little person.
Very entertaining. So I would like to see where they take that. I think it will be one of the next big tag teams in the division.
I think so.
So
they need something that.
They have a unique finish move as a tag team. Basically it's a double Samoa drop, but it's not like the most powerful move, but it looks good.
It's the way they do it is neat. Yeah. They did a whole Matadors they point with the sword at the bull when they're getting ready to finish, and they both come in and they like this to Heath Slater, and then they picked him up. And then, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it looks good. I like their gimmick. I like the style. So we'll just have to see where they go.
Oh, an actual decent match was CM Punk and R-Truth teamed and fought Ryback and Curtis Axel.
Really?
So it looks like R-Truth is going to start getting a little bit of a push in the Intercontinental title.
It looks like they've been pushing him a bit. I really think they need to rebrand him. But
it's too late for that.
Yeah, I know. It doesn't make... I don't get the whole... rapping down to the
what's up?
What's up?
What's up?
What's up?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's catchy. People kind of like it. But
At least he's not doing that little Joseph or little Jose thing anymore. The guy you couldn't see.
I don't know.
I don't remember.
But that's pretty much it for Raw and the pay-per-view. What do you honestly give the pay-per-view?
C-.
Numbers at 1 out of 10.
Yeah, I forgot.
Ring icons or icons. I don't know.
I'm gonna have to say like 4.5, 5.
Yeah, I can understand that. I was pre-ending, like going into the final match. If Daniel Bryan would have won, I would have given the pay-per-view a 7.5. Or if there was even an ending, I would have given it a 7.
Yeah.
But without an ending, I would give it a 5, 5.5, something like that.
I mean, it didn't suck too bad until it really started sucking after the Rhodes match.
Yeah.
That's where it really started
because you really saw how, one, you had Dusty Rhodes get involved, which was very entertaining.
Yeah, very nostalgic for us old school wrestling
and
fans.
Then the Rhodes brothers winning it. It was really cool. So, yeah. That was definitely the biggest event that's happened, I would say, in the WWE in the last 4 or 5 months.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
I agree. So that's my thing on it. Let's go to Impact.
All right. Well, that was a great Impact segment.
Great Impact. They're hyping this new kid, Ethan, that's coming out. He wrestled in NXT. Derek, what was it? Started with a B.
Bateman. Derek Bateman was.
Yes. And we tried to find some stuff. I mean, because people were talking really high and amped up, and I'm like, who is this guy?
He had some. It looks like he had some good matches with Daniel Bryan and NXT and things like that, but he never really took off. I don't think he really made it to the main roster at any point.
Unless he wrestled on SmackDown, which I don't think he did.
But I don't know. We'll see. I mean, maybe Impact will do better with him than WWE.
Well, the first him coming out, it looks like he's going to be a kind of a rich playboy kind of
right.
I'm better than you kind of.
Yeah, it sounds like he's a bit too cocky.
I don't know. We only saw the one.
Yeah,
promo.
I guess is he supposed to be heel?
I'm assuming if you're coming in like that, you're I don't.
That's what I'm getting out.
They
of
wouldn't
it.
bring a baby out like that, but it's pretty cool. He's getting a big push right off the bat.
Yeah, he's got the look. Obviously, if he was in NXT and he was putting up with or doing well with Daniel Bryan, then he can do well in Impact. He could wrestle pretty well.
We ended up not recording because we went to the Braves game, right. And so my intent was I was going to watch Impact. Damn Grand Theft Auto 5.
Damn you, Grand Theft Auto 5.
It got in the way, so
that happens.
It does. It was calling my name.
It does happen.
It happens. So that happened. So I really didn't catch much of it.
Yeah.
So
I know the feeling.
Yeah, but apparently Hogan quit.
Yeah, not really surprising.
I need to see if it's on demand. I can watch it
It is on demand.
No, the current. Aren't they a couple weeks behind though?
I don't think so.
I think they are.
Maybe a week behind. You'd probably watch last week's tonight. I don't know.
I guess that would make sense. I don't know. Because it seemed to me because when I clicked on it, because I went on demand, and I clicked on it, and the episode that came up, they were showing stuff where, you remember Bully got in a ring with Trish was saying it was because of her, he has the title and this and that and the other, and had to fall out with the other guys. That's what was happening.
I don't know. I'll check it out again.
Yeah, I'll look at it again, see when it doesn't show the date that it aired for some reason.
Yeah.
But
that's weird to me that they actually put episodes on Raws and SmackDowns. It's season 6 episode 240 something.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, what? Okay.
But that's pretty much it in wrestling.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, other than that, Impact is kind of,
yeah. Now, all right, look, I want to plug something. It's happening in Rome, Georgia, November 16th. WWE.com has actually said something about it because Ric Flair tweeted about it, so WWE.com picked it up. November 16th, if you're in Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, surrounding areas,
North
at the
Carolina.
Rome Forum, or the Forum in Rome, however you want to say it, Superstars of Wrestling, there's going to be a ton of stars. Jake the Snake, Bob Armstrong, Ric Flair, Razor Ramon, X-Pac.
Yeah.
Good. I mean, the list is
Buff
just
Bagwell?
Buff Bagwell's going to
Yeah.
be there. Bushwhacker's going to be there. A lot of independent Georgia wrestlers that are really respected independent wrestlers are going to be there.
Yeah.
And then you know who else is going to be there?
Who?
Ring Icon.
Ring Icon.
They're having a fan fest right before the show, and we're actually going to have a booth there. So if you're there, come by and say, hey, we're going to have some cool swag that we're going to be giving away and selling.
Yeah.
So come check us out. But, you know, if all else, go to the show, check it out. I mean, if you're a huge wrestling fan and you want to see some of these big guys, we're going to have wrestlers in our booth. There's tons of other booths that's going to have wrestlers. So, I mean, you know, it's going to be
Definitely.
huge.
Yeah, and I mean, we're going to be set up from early afternoon whenever we can.
Right as soon as it opens,
Yeah.
so like it's done. We'll
I mean, we're even going to be open during the show. So,
Yep.
you know, during an intermission, come over and see us, say hey, you know.
Yeah, and if you're not signed up for Ring Icon, you can sign up there because we'll have some computers for you to sign up.
Yeah.
You can meet the wrestlers in our booth. We're not going to drop any names yet. We will when it gets closer because we got some pretty cool people that's going to be in our booth.
Of course.
So we're excited. So come check it out. November 16th. I think the doors open at 12 for FanFest. And I think the wrestling match just start at 6:30. I'll check with that and give y'all a permanent thing.
Yes.
But check it out.
All right, so until next week, this is the pros segment. Yeah, we got some great interviews lined up for every Wednesday, except the last Wednesday of every month. So check those out. We got some good ones.
Awesome stuff coming.
Yeah, we got some great ones lined up till December.
Yeah, we just had Seth Cruz.
Yeah.
He was on. He was one of Ian's trainers. He was promoting the show coming up, which is November 8th, the Outlaw show. We will also be at that show. So, and that's in Chatsworth, Georgia, which is North Georgia.
Yeah.
So if you're in the Chatsworth area, come check that out November 8th. Who do we have coming up this week?
Larry Cooter.
Larry Cooter. He's from West Tennessee, I believe.
Yeah, and he's actually a really good wrestler.
Yeah, we watched a bunch of his stuff, and he's a powerhouse.
Yeah.
So,
all right, until next week, this is the pros segment, and we will check you later.